Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you do a part family for something that already exists. Now, if you're familiar with part families in NX, you know that when you make a part family, it requires you to lay out some parameters, maybe some features, and then you control each child through that table. There's just one big problem with that, and the big problem that I have with it is, what if you already have stuff that already exists? For example, maybe you just downloaded some step files of connectors. You don't want to sit there and do this part family for all those connectors. Or maybe you have something like this that is in front of me where you have a sketch and extrude, and depending on what you're going to do, maybe there's going to be some fillets or some subtractions, etc., etc. So I want to show you how you do a part family using what I know it as the KRX method. Now, I don't really know the technical term for this, but it is something that is very useful. So let me show you how it's done. The first thing you have to do is you have to create a master file, which is what I have right here. Now, the master file is going to house the basic geometry of what you're trying to achieve. And ideally, you can go in there and edit its parameters and its expressions. So for example, if I hit Control E, you can see that I have some parameters here. I have my tab thickness. I also have the hole diameter there. And I also have the tab length and the tab diameter. So these are all parameters that I want to go ahead and use. Now these other ones are just ones that are remnants of the template, so you don't have to worry about those. Needless to say, ideally you have a list of parameters and expressions that you want to change in this quote-unquote KRX family. So now that you have that, what you need to do is you need to save this file. Remember, this file is only going to serve as the, the location of all of these children parts that we will be allowed to edit. So I'm going to go ahead and do a file save. Now I have this saved on my desktop. So I'll just show you very quickly where that is. You can see it's right there. And so now that we have that, I want to go ahead and add that location to my reuse library. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the reuse library tab in the resource navigator. And I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the library management. In the library management, I'm going to go ahead and say that I want to add a library. So let's do that. And mine happens to be in the desktop. So here's my KRX sample folder. I'll go ahead and hit OK. And as you can see, I now have this in my nice, beautiful location. So now, if I go over here, I have the KRX sample in my reuse library. So I can go ahead and double click on that, and you can see there's my master file. What I need to do with this master file now is I need to right click on it, and I'm going to go ahead and hit create KRX file. Now, notice how it's asking you to define a couple of things here. So it's asking you to define a master file, which in this case we have right here. It's also asking you for a spreadsheet and a legend image. Well, we don't have a spreadsheet yet, because if you look over here at my directory, it's not there. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and open up Excel. So let me go ahead and move this over like so. Now, this particular style requires a little bit of formatting. And what I mean by that is the format of this Excel sheet has to follow a certain level. Okay, so for example, I have one version over here that I can show you. And the main gist of it is it needs to have in the beginning parameters. As you can see right here, here's an example. It needs to have parameters in the beginning, and then it needs to have an end like so. Now everything in between here is totally up to you. So you would come in here and fill in this parameter, or any parameter really that you want to change. So let me go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll show you what it looks like once I add these parameters to this Excel sheet. All right, so as you guys can see, I filled out this table. Now let me explain to you the logic of this table. So if all you're going to do is just filter through it by name, so in other words, you don't want to give the user the freedom to change anything, then you can just stick with DB part number and OS part name. Now, DB part number is, of course, for Team Center, and OS part name is for the operating system. But I at least want to give the user the visualization of the numbers, so that's why I included these numbers here. Now, when I create the KRX file and when I add in this component, it will give me the ability to edit those if I want. Totally up to you, though, if you want to include that. But the ultimate gist of this is you can see I have parameters over here and I have end over here. And so now what we need to do is we need to save this as a certain file. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to File, Save As, and let's go over to our desktop. And let's go ahead and save it as an Excel worksheet. So let's go ahead and name this. Now, ideally, you want to keep it the same name as the file that you're making a KRX file for. So I'll just call this master file, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and hit OK or save. And now I have saved this over in my directory. And if I look over at my desktop, I can see that it is in here. Let me show this to you here. So there it is right there. So we have our master file and we have our Excel sheet. And so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and create each individual instance, right? So again, this is of course assuming that you already have these made, but I am going to make them very quickly for you off camera so you can see what I'm talking about. So we need to make sure that the file conforms to each of these numbers here, and of course the name also has to be the same. So when I make them, I'm going to go ahead and call them the DB part number and the OS part name. So let me go ahead and make that very quickly off camera, and then I'll show you how this whole method works. Alright folks, so I went ahead and did each file separately. So as you can see, I have the layout here. Here's my master file, which is essentially just a housing for these 3 children files. And here is the Excel sheet. Now, each of these are their own independent parts. So unlike part families, I am able to actually open these and edit them as I see fit. I am not locked down to really anything. So for example, if I open up the large tab here, you can see that it's its own file. I don't have to worry too much about it. So now that we have everything that we need, let's go back to this guy, which is the master file. Again, this is the housing for these 3 components. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and right click on this reuse library icon of the master file, and I'm going to go ahead and say create KRX file again. So now we have a spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and bring in the spreadsheet there. I'm going to go to my desktop. It looks like it wants an Excel workbook here. There we go. So there's the master file. And you can see that based on that Excel sheet, it brings in the parameters from the Excel sheet. So to give you an idea, these are the parameters that we put forth. There's tab diameter, tab length, tab thickness, hole diameter, etc., etc. So I want to give the user the ability to perhaps pick the OS part name. That's pretty nice. Maybe the tab length is something that they can change. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to say that that is all they have the ability to change. And so now what we can do is we can go ahead and hit OK. And now a KRX file has been created, which if you look over here at my nice, beautiful folder there, you can see it's right there. Now, if I open it, you're going to see its structure there. This is what it looks like. So here it inherits the settings from the Excel sheet that you specified. And if you want to add more, you can either just redo the KRX file, or you can just add your own little section there. So now the question really is, well, how do I actually use it now, right? And what purpose does this really serve? So 2 things. Number 1, it allows you to create part families that make the children editable. And number 2, it allows you to create part families for things that already exist. So let's go ahead and bring in this master file into the component. Actually, I'll create a new assembly so you can see exactly what it does. So let's do an assembly. And I'm going to go ahead and just drag this son of a gun in there. And you can see that we have these guys here. So there's the OS part name, there's the medium tab, and then there's the large tab. So maybe I want to give them these, let's do actually the medium tab here. And it looks like I can also change the tab length from here, or I can enter the number from here. As you can see, these numbers are modifiable. Now you can lock them if you want, but I'm not going to go through that process. And this is good. Let's say that this is good enough. I can go ahead and hit OK, and there you go. Now, like I said, what's beautiful about this method is I can actually open up the medium tab. And let's say that the medium tab is going to have perhaps a chamfer. Even though it is part of a family, per se, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are locked down to just the parent. So I can independently modify each of these if I want. So see, there's the tab there, and I can save it. And now if I delete this from the assembly again and bring in my reuse library again, you can see there's the small tab, there's the medium tab with the chamfer that I just created, and of course there's the large tab right there that doesn't have anything in it. So you can use this technique very nicely if you want to propose different stages of a component without having to use the part family dialog. These are all things that already exist, which is great, but again, the choice is yours on how you wish to implement this. The main gist of this is make sure that you have one master file, which I do right here. This is going to be the housing for all the children components. Make sure you have an Excel sheet that has all of the parameters you want to give the user the ability to change. And number 3, create the KRX file. So make sure you reference that Excel sheet. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Take it easy. Bye-bye.